Hello, City Life Gardening, or welcome back. This is the second video of the day, so it may be your second time in today. I am raising a pretty calm after storm sunset, and I'm kind of at a loss here. I did tape measure out. It's about 12 feet or so, maybe even 13 from the edge. But I'm thinking that where I'm at, it's not 8 feet apart basically, if I do a hill around a hill here. But I may just squeeze them in about where that mark is. And then I'm thinking the very center is like right here. So yeah, pretty much right where I'm at here. X marks the spot. And I already have an X there, so I'm thinking I'm gonna do the hills here. And because let's see, what we have so far is an onion bed, double row of cabbage, a ton of weeds, but 3 rows of bush beans, and there's potatoes in hills. Not even really in hills, I just dug deep enough, about 6 to 8 inches. That's what I was aiming for, to put the seed potato in. That way it had some room to grow up towards the top and kind of plant potatoes as it grows its thing. And I know a lot of people will be like, yeah, you hill it up, yada yada. I don't bother with hilling them up. Grow how you want. But I think that actually really, I've heard the myth dispelled so many different ways, but I think it's actually they're nightshades, so it depends on if they're determinate or indeterminate. But anyway, so 3 rows of beans in just right here, and there's the last potato hill. And then it's all radishes that have self-seeded like these did. These are further along. These are newly sprouted. I think from when we tilled, just picked up a bunch of seed pods that hadn't broken open yet and shredded them and planted a ton of new radishes for me. These are all already flowering, so I don't think they're really great to eat for the radish or the leaves. Leaves will be bitter and the radish will be woody at this point if they're flowering, and that's my bad. I think mostly I'll just for research purposes dig almost all of them up and maybe let a few on the end flower, but I don't think I want the whole length there drooping all over my garlic as I'm trying to harvest escapes pretty soon. And then when I'm trying to harvest garlic later on, even more so, because that's like still a month and a half away, harvesting the bulbs. But here's one of my little hidden secrets, because it's hidden behind this bag here, which is falling over. That's alright, that bag's still closed. And give me one moment, actually. I'm going to run across the yard and right back. Okay, so I have my little cup here. Scoop some of this. And I'm just going to kind of fertilize generally right here pretty broadly and roughly and heavily. It's not going to burn it, I don't believe. It's just going to be a nice little layer down lower form of some working trifecta plus. Which is 5-10-4. It also has beneficial bacteria and fungus. I'm just going to step on it, kind of kick it around to work it in a little bit. Just so roughs up that surface layer, kind of incorporates it in. And this bag is already open. I think, I'm just going to be a little bit, lazy about it. And cheap about it. And not doing that or anything. And I guess I'm being sort of expensive about it. If I was being cheap about it, I would just dig a hole. But I think I'm at least going to use one of these bags. Maybe just this one that's split open between both. But I just rolled it over in the wheelbarrow. I'm going to just set you down for a minute. Okay, sorry about the brief intermission where I didn't pause. I could have paused and saved that much time, but I ripped this open after carrying it over here. A little wider, all the way wider. I'm just gonna plop it on down, as they would say, and I think I'm gonna call that pretty decent for that hill. And where was my X marks the spot over here? I have a stick there too. Okay, yeah, right here. Pretty much, yeah. Might actually try and kick that further over this way, towards this spot. But yeah, that's pretty close to the edge there. I believe that's within 8 feet of that edge. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and push the far side of this one back over this way. It's still pretty loose and on top, so it'll work. And alright, so yeah, now those hills are a little bit closer together and both more towards the center. I think I'm gonna do the same to this one. This one's further over than I wanted to. How did I do that with both of them? Just a little bit, if I can help it. And yeah, I might even add some soil to this hill. I might even add a little bit to both from this next bag, actually. Give me one minute. And the soil blend we're using that I just added more of, I can make it stand up straight for you. Stony Pete's Plant Pleaser Potting Mix. It has H-pine bark fines, compost, common manure, perlite, and dolomitic lime. And I have added to this just some of the stuff, so 524. I'm going to add a little bit more, not as much as on the bottom, just a little bit more. And at the top of each hill, I think that other hill's quite a bit wider than that one, but it's whatever. Done's better than perfect, right? So, I think these are small enough that I should be able to confidently one-hand my little trick. Okay, so basically, if you take the one that you're wanting to make come out, kind of work on its edges a little bit. Sometimes you can just lift it out, and this one cooperated. Alright, so what we have here is slightly root bound. This is in kind of a small pot for it to be this far along. We're just going to work around and gently tease out the bottoms and the edges to kind of make sure it knows, like, hey, you're not in that pot anymore. Don't want to do too much disturbance or damage to it. And we'll probably level this off a little bit to where it's like a plateau on the top of the hill. And make sure we firm that in pretty good. Sorry, I'm not keeping a good shot. Something's crawling on the back. Alright, and then we'll take the next one that we want to do that with. Ooh, and it's got... Oh wow, a lot of these have 2 plants. This is going to be a heavily planted hill. I tell you. Because... Or is it? Yeah, there's 2 plants here already, actually. I could have probably separated these a little bit better than the root ball. We'll just try and separate them in the direction that they're kind of trained to go now. And... yeah, I might only do 4 to a hill, and I might have some to give away, actually. Anybody who's local, say, I want those watermelons. Alright, so that's basically all we're doing. This video's getting a little long, so I think I'm going to go ahead and... Ooh, and actually, here, let me show you. I might try to tease these apart. Okay, there we go. That way this one can go right here and have more room. Not be as crowded with its buddy there that it grew up with. This buddy that it grew up with can go right here. Be well firmed in, and everybody's happy and has their own growing space and everything. Firming in on the sides here. And alright. Now that's a good looking watermelon hill with 4 plants in it. And got another one to plant out right here. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep this 4-pack in that 4-pack. And try and see over the next couple days if anybody wants to grow watermelons. I might give at least half of these away, if not more. But, so for right now, let's just store them right here. Actually, I don't want to get that soil on the edges of them from that bag. Let's just store them right here next to the rest of our plants that we have today. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take this one that has 4 or so left in it, and we will go ahead and somewhat learn our lesson from that last hill and kind of flatten out the top of the hill just so it doesn't get too crazy. And I feel like this is all going to settle in. I kind of want that to settle in already right now because that leaf is touching it, and you kind of don't want that too much. So we're just going to round the whole hill off and kind of make sure we firmed everything in around everybody. That's a good hill. Come over here and do the same thing. Yeah, there's 4 plants left in 2 little sections. And these are Charleston Greys. I've grown these before, and I have some seeds that I'm trying to start, but I just went ahead and got these at the nursery just to get a head start. These are healthy and growing. Been growing for a long time already. Oh, don't tangle. Let go. And it definitely helps to not disturb the roots as bad if you just squeeze at the bottom on all 4 sides and around the very edge of the bottom and some kind of towards the top a little bit too. Once you kind of feel it starting to let loose, you just kind of shake it out. And I'm going to carefully tease the edge of the roots and everything first, and then I believe I'm going to try and space these out instead of planting them in pairs of 2. Even though that is slightly more disturbing, I would say, to the root ball overall in each individual plant, I think they'll recover quite nicely. They're in some good soil, starting out and here. This may even be Daddy Pete's they're in from the nursery. This one, maybe I'll just try and point them in different directions because it's being stubborn. I don't want to be too rough with it. So yeah, we'll just point their vines in different directions. Try to make this one go up a little bit more though, off of the side of the hill in the air instead of touching all this soil. If I can and can help it. They can go vertical just a hair more than they are. Just a hair more. Come on, buddy. These, where they're a little younger, I think will tease apart a little easier. Maybe. And happy gardening, everybody. I just wanted to share. I think this is a great time right now to plant watermelons, especially in my area, because we are finally getting some rain. After not, yeah, this one's being stubborn too. So I'm just gonna again try to plant these in different directions and quit trying to separate them. And firm everybody in. Try and make everybody stand up a little bit taller than they are. Let me use 2 hands for a second. Alright. I can make it focus. There's another hill. And I don't believe I'm even going to necessarily... I'm just going to pay attention to whether or not it rains again over the next hour, and if it doesn't, I might come out here and water them just to give them a little bit after being transplanted. And if I do, I'll probably throw just a drop of 911 in it just to let them settle in and be less shocked by all that trying to separate the roots that I did. So there's a hill of Charleston Grey, and it has a label. I think I'm just gonna, even if there's another label, just only use the one. I know what they are. I've grown them before. But happy gardening, everybody. Oof. Almost fell. If I can get it in frame, goodness. Two little hills, fairly centered. I tried to center it anyway. Let me walk to what I think is the middle here before I even look left. That's like 5 feet. Here's like a 10, and it's 25 feet wide, so like 12 and a half. Well, yeah, that one might wind up in the yard. I'm gonna have to try and train them both this direction, I think, or at least this one to trail behind or grow into this one, or at least the ones that are on this far edge. Try and make them maybe go this way and that way, so that they don't get. I want to keep them out of the yard. The spot I grew them in last time was actually in the garlic bed over there. I think that was when it was still wood. I think I connected the 3 to make it one big long one there. So it started out 3 separate beds. And grew them in Daddy Pete's, and they grew like all the way out here. It was wild how long those got, and they gave me so many melons. So I'm excited for these. Let me know what you guys are growing. Don't forget to check out the posts in the community section, and I believe you can make your own post there, like share pictures of what you're growing if you want. But also I've shared some stuff that doesn't quite make it to videos necessarily. It's worth checking out and stopping by, and hope to see you on the next one.